Can you tell me a little bit about the story of your film?
Sure. It's kind of an interesting film in a sense. It's not kind of like a science film or a nature film. It's kind of like it has those issues like environmental stuff, but it's also like a social issue film. It's really kind of a wake-up call in terms of what's going on in the oceans and the fact that we haven't really been paying a lot of attention. So there's this, like, the perfect subject to be able to sort of show what's happening on an epic scale on the oceans, but also through that to try to articulate, like a sense of who we are and how far we evolved as much as the tuna. I think the tuna are a little more evolved.
What attracted you to this subject matter?
I'm a fisherman, my family's from actually the UK, Northampton. My grandfather built the train station, so we're all fly fishermen, so my dream was to actually catch one. So I could never afford to go. It was a very expensive thing to do. So I kind of had a hunch, there was something going on because I was watching these YouTube videos, like way back when I was into development, and there were these fishermen, and they were like hand feeding the tuna. Which I said, wow, this is really strange, because I know tuna are very wary creatures. Like, you can go out fishing for them for 30 days, it's sort of this bucket list to catch a 1,000-pound tuna. And I said, what is going on here? Like, I've never seen tuna. So that's actually how the story evolved. It was kind of a mystery story about why, after they were overfished in North Lake, Prince Edward Island, where we shot the film, they disappeared for like 10 years because the Japanese found out about North Lake and offered all kinds of money for these fish. Everyone went crazy, just like, basically just took everything they could get. And so when I came back with the film, the fish started coming back, and in huge numbers. No one's ever seen so many. Like, the population's supposed to be down 90%. So the other strange thing is that the fish were no longer afraid of humans. And like I said, like in the YouTube thing, and I was out there, 800,000-pound fish, and we're hand feeding them over the side. So the cinematography in the film is incredible, because normally you'd never get those shots. They're very elusive, but because we were able to get them to come up to us too, and so we were able to sort of shoot tuna in a way that no one's ever seen them before, because everyone always thinks of tuna as food. So this film actually shows them as wildlife, as as powerful and as beautiful as a panda bear, rhinoceros. You would never eat an elephant, right? So I think in this film it really kind of changes your whole sort of view of what they are, and it gives you empathy for them, and gives you a sense of them as wildlife, not just food. We've had blackfish, we've had the cove on dolphins. I mean, we tend to love everything that has lungs, anything that has gills. We're going, I don't know about that. Like seals, we love those. We grew up with stuffed animals, but you never had a stuffed tuna. And you kind of bonded with these creatures, and then you get bigger. As like Disney comes out with the Lion King, some dentist kills a lion. It's like worldwide outrage. But someone takes a tuna. It's like, oh wow, was it a big one? You know what I mean? So this is, and they're just as as incredible as any land creature. But because we can't see them, they've been off our radar. So I think this film kind of follows in the line of those films, and sort of, it's about time we took a good look at these fish, and they're in Europe too. I mean, they're in Mediterranean. It's very, very famous for bluefin fishing. They have a lot of the same issues. So the film is really international, because they don't really respect political boundaries. And it's like the tragedy of the commons, So, it's sort of like no one's exempt from this problem. We have to work together, as a world community to find a solution rather than being part of the problem.